It's happened, it's now over. Episode 3 of American Horror Story 1984 is over. I am a little bit late with my review, so I do apologise for that. I've had quite a few things happening, but we're here and we're going to get on with it. First of all, the episode title is just brilliant. I love it from the off-go, and it's Slashdance. Come on, who doesn't love that name, Slashdance? And it's also written by James Wong. You might know him from The X-Files, and he's also the one who wrote and, co-created the very first Final Destination movie. He also directed that movie, which, again, was just a brilliant film at that time as well. It looks a bit shoddy now, but again, all horror films do when they get, nearly... this is 20 years old. Holy shit. Yes. Anyway, so we're going from there, and straight away, we find out who is knocking on each of the cabins. So where we got Brooke, Emma Roberts' character, the Night Stalker is the one attacking them. So you had Chet, you had Ray, and I believe it was also Trevor. So you had all these there, they were all going and everything else. And again, with Ray, it's the typical, I'm not going to stay with you and get killed. You know, that typical cliche which you normally get in horror films, which you think he's going to go and get cut up or whatever, but he doesn't. But the Night Stalker is the one, he appears, he comes in, he starts slicing up Ray, and the other one's like, right, okay, we're going out this door while you get sliced up. So that happens, but Chet goes back and saves him because he's his buddy. So there's that one. And they all get out and they all run for the car. But so from there onwards, then we get the opening, obviously, and everything else, which again is growing on me each passing week. I'm really liking the opening now. It's growing on me, and the way it's just used the synth of the 80s and to get that American Horror Story theme going through, I love it. But I'm pretty sure it may be more than meets the eye with the opening. We'll have to wait and see for that. But after that one, obviously then, you had one of my favourite scenes in this episode. Actually, probably all of American Horror Story. You got Montana, Miss Margaret, all these people, they were the ones who were being attacked by Mr. Jingles. But it turns out it's not Jingles, it's just a couple of punks from the town, the ones who have dressed up as him because they do it each year on the anniversary of when Jingles actually done it. And when that happened, you just know for a fact that Mr. Jingles is going to appear behind him, which he does, and then we just get a couple of awesome slasher kills. Straight off the bat, it's like, boom, get some blood, there we go. And you think there straight away, it's like, holy shit, it's going to get good. So far, we've had 2 deaths, and we've had quite a bit of bloodshed from Ray being slashed from the Night Stalker. Then we get back to them, they're running through the woods now, Brooke and everyone else. But then you see Chet and Ray disappear, and they actually fall into a spike pit. And this is where we see that obviously Chet explains about Jingles, like he was in Vietnam. That's what they were told in the first episode, remember? And they go from there to, he's probably seen this many times when he was out in Vietnam, so he's done it himself. Jingles stumbles upon another punk dressed up as him, and this guy's, he's just minding his own business, taking a leak, and he's there, and you just think straight away, he's either going to get sliced in half, or he's going to have his head cut off. He has neither. He just lets him go. The other guy, who's a bit drunk as well, he's like, oh, great, man, let's go this way, and they go separate ways, and that's it. But then, this is probably where they throw out one of the best twists in all of American Horror Story history. Brooke and Rita are at the car. They're waiting for everyone else. Brooke asks to take the keys and get out of there as quick as she can. Rita gives her the key, only for Rita to inject her with a bloody horse trank. And it's like, what the hell is going on? This is where we get a flashback then to 1 week prior, where we see Rita is actually in the hospital speaking with Karen, and we find out that Rita's real name is Donna Chambers. She's a psychologist student, and she is obsessed with serial killers. So we find out here that obviously she wants to study Mr. Jingles in his natural habitat, and she's there and everything else. She has a meeting with him, a bit like Mindhunter, how that was been going, and Donna and Mr. Jingles are in a room by themselves. Donna shows him a picture of Margaret on the front of the paper, and she's like, I want you to get out, I want to study you in your natural habitat. Straight away you're like, oh my god, like what's going on? But it's actually in this little part here, which is actually really interesting in it, because Here we see that Jingles, he said he cannot remember doing all those kills at the Camp Redwood in 1970, which makes you start thinking, like, right, was Margaret the one who killed all those people back in 1970 and blamed Mr. Jingles? Again, this has been a theory now. It's on Reddit, it's on everywhere, and this has been one of the biggest theories since the first episode came out. And it does make you think, like, right, what's going on here now? Because if he says he can't remember it, and that's when the doctor said he had a psychotic breakdown, he won't remember it, that's a little bit like, right, okay, not all is what it seems. So then we're still in the flashback, we see Donna driving a car, but she's actually following the real Nurse Rita. She's following on the way to the camp. They pull over into a gas station, and after Rita, she gets out, she questions Donna, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, because Donna says, I'm going to Camp Redwood. And Rita's like, oh, thank God, I thought you were one of those people who were going to kill me, and all this kind of stuff. And Donna gets her into a false sense of security. And it's like, right, okay, this is, she's going to die, and that's it. A lot of the things where you think something's going to happen, and it doesn't, that really just, that grinds my gears the most in anything. But it's good, because in this episode, it actually works. So this is all going on, and you see that Rita drives off down the road, but Donna's car is nowhere around, so Rita thinks, oh, she's gone. She gets in the car, drives off, and behind her, from the backseat, Donna just appears. And it's pure Friday the 13th feel to it, just the way she does it. But then we get back to, to present day for them, and we see, Brooke is on the floor, and Donna is just standing over, and she tells her that she's been given a horse tranquilizer, and she says, I'm not a nurse, and Brooke just goes out. She goes out cold. Donna drags her body away, and that's really it from that part of this perspective of what we see of them anyway for the rest of the episode. We get back to Chet and Ray in the actual spike pit, and Chet is, he's passed out because so much blood loss, and he's like, right, okay, and this is where Ray, we find out a little bit about him, which is actually really good, and it shows you that, obviously, last year he was in college, he was in the frat, and he was basically doing Hell Week, and he's putting all these people who want to get into the frat through their paces, and one of them accidentally falls down the stairs when they're drunk. Ray's like, guy, mate, we gotta do this. It's harder people for us, because obviously Ray's black, and the guy he was talking to was Chinese, and he's like, people like us, we need to work extra hard, so I'm giving you 10 extra minutes, have a sleep, whatever, sober up, come back in, and we'll get through it. But when Ray walks away, the guy falls down the stairs, and it seems like he's dead. The other frat boys come down like, oh my God, what's happened? And Ray's like, I'll deal with it, he's dead, we'll get rid of him. So that's where Ray is like, right, we need to get rid of him now. And the way it happens, he actually puts them in a car, and he pushes the car over a cliff. Just before they get to the end, he grabs Ray's hand. Obviously this startles Ray, because the car's literally in motion, about to go down a cliff. And he grabs Ray's watch, scrams it off him, and the car goes down, and he's dead, obviously. So, and there now, and after, it does show that Ray is literally like, now he's dropped out of college because he can't handle everything, and he's like, I've only come here to get away from everything because last week his car was found. So that's why he's left the city as well. But with all this, Ray's like, oh, thank God, no one heard this. But Chet was awake and heard it all. It's literally like, oh my God, he could, literally get this guy in trouble now. But he's not. Ray, he jumps out of his way, escapes, and Chet's like, I won't tell anyone, crying his eyes out, because he is going to die no matter what. Everyone's like, come on, no, please, please don't leave me, Ray, let me go. And Ray's like, no, I'm not going to die here with you, and he leaves him. Which is like, what the hell? That is the biggest backstabbing going in my eyes. He's left his friend just to die in a pit. It's like, come on. But then, one of the best things is then we probably get to then the best kill of the season by far. Montana, Trevor, and Xavier, they're running away from Jingles. They hear his keys. They jump into like a little boathouse, and they're hiding. And Trevor, he's feeling around because he sees him on the floor, like, misshaped or whatever. And it's only bloody Nurse Rita, she's still alive, bound and gagged. So Trevor, obviously, the entire and everything else, but she squeals and she runs for her life. Obviously she would because of what's happened to her, but she only runs into Jingles, and Jingles just goes all Cannibal Holocaust on a man. He just grabs a broken oar and he just rams this oar down her throat. And it's one hell of a gruesome kill, and it's one hell of a brilliant way just to get the Friday the 13th feel as well, you know? She's just sat there then and the oar is just sticking out of her mouth. It's brilliant. Such great prosthetic effects as well, man, you know? When they had, last week, when they had the CGI on the stomach with the guts and everything else, I thought that was a little bit like, oh, come on. Do prosthetics, do practical effects. You'll get so much better responses and it'll look better on camera as well. Mostly because in the dark, CGI doesn't really look that good because you can't really see what you're doing. But after all of that, then, Ray meets up with Trevor, Montana, and Xavier. They tell him Brooke went off with Rita, to which they tell him, no, Rita is not Rita, the real Rita is dead. On their way out, they find Chet in the pit because Ray has left them again. He's like, I'm not going to stay with you lot, I'm not going to die, I'm just going to get out of here. Basically, fuck you all. And everyone's like, you are the fucking biggest coward going. Xavier and Trevor see Chet in the pit. They jump down to help him. And obviously, Xavier pulls him off. He does apologise to him, which I thought was actually a really good line. He goes, I'm sorry if I killed you. And, I was just gone with that. I was like, that is brilliant. Cody Fern, who's playing Xavier, he has not got this part hands down. He's just brilliant as the guy in this. And especially because obviously we saw him last season as Michael Langdon. Here, he's more of the comedy as well. He's really, really well done. So while Xavier's down the pit helping Chet out, Trevor is on top and he hears noises behind him. And it's like, oh my god, it's Jingles. They grab Chet, pull him up, they all get out, they hide. And we see Jingles going around the pit, looking down. Trevor rushes him, and after he has rushed him and pushed him into the pit, the guy is impaled on all the spikes. We see it's the guy that Mr. Jingles let go earlier, the one who was taking a leak, and it's just like, holy shit, this is it. Everything just happens like in pure quickness as well in this episode. It's like, right, boom, 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 info, kill. And they've literally gone right up on this, which is absolutely brilliant. The way they've done it is fantastic. There's no lagging part in this episode. Last week I enjoyed last week's episode, but this one had a bit more pace to it. It was a lot more quicker. Anyway, we get to the end. Montana and who was it? Oh, Montana and Ray are there, yeah. And Ray's getting on the bike when the Night Stalker turns up. Ray's like, I'm not staying with him. I'm not getting sliced up again. Night Stalker's like, you ready for round 2? Fucking Ray gets on the bike and leaves Montana. He just burns dust through the woods and he's gone. Montana is screaming everything she can at him. Ray gets his head cut off by Jingles with an axe as he's going full speed down the road. It's a glorious kill. At the end, the very ending is probably another big holy shit moment in American Horror Story history. Montana is there with the Night Stalker. The Night Stalker goes up to her with a knife out. Montana grabs him and she starts making out with him. And I was just watching, I was thinking, what the hell is happening here? Montana pushes the Night Stalker off her and says, why haven't you killed her yet? Mind explosion. I was like, oh my god. Oh, like, what's going on? Are they on about Brooke? Are they on about Margaret? Who are they on about? To me, I was like, holy shit. And I've been looking online and there's a lot of theories now for this. A lot of people saying that she could be the witch from Coven, which she was in that. They've also got that it could be that in the Red Wedding, the boyfriend who the fiancé accused of sleeping with Brooke the night before the wedding, for all we know, it could be his sister, it could be his girlfriend, and they're blaming Brooke for it, so no one knows what's going on. And I really think that is absolutely amazing, the way they ended it on such a brilliant and such a massive, like, holy shit moment. It's just brilliant, and I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait for next week's. If you are new to the channel and more horror stories and reviews, hit that notification bell, and I'll see all you wonderful people soon.